I'm Jenna Miscavige. I was born and raised in Scientology. I left when I was 21 years old and wrote a book about it. My uncle, David Miscavige, is the leader of Scientology, and this is my YouTube channel. Hey guys, I thought I would come out here this morning because I was going to make a flower arrangement, and I thought it would be fun to hang out with you guys while I'm doing it. A lot of you guys sent me birthday messages yesterday, so thank you so much. I realized that last year on my 40th birthday, my friend Janice made the most amazing party for me out here on this patio, and her husband Brett came and he played guitar, and it was so much fun. And I realized that I was actually out of town for her birthday, and so it reminded me that I kind of messed that up. So today I'm going to make her some flowers, a flower arrangement, and I thought we could hang out while I do it. And then I also am going to give her one of these jewelry trays that I make. I'll just show you. I don't know if I can show you without everything falling off, but it's, woo! I make these jewelry trays. This is my jewelry that's on here, but I'm going to give her one, and I got her some cute earrings. Okay, hopefully you guys can see it. So normally I would go to the flower market, but I went to the grocery store and I saw these cute flowers, and I just got like 3 little bunches of flowers for like $15, and they're actually a lot less expensive than at the flower market, and they were just as cute. I haven't really used Gerbera daisies before, but I thought they looked really nice. And so I got these colors because they kind of flow well together. I like to get colors with all different shapes. And so these are more like straight up, and these are like have a center that goes out, and then these are a little more frilly, but these are carnations, but I really like the color. And I like that there's a little bit of this color inside here, so everything kind of flows together. And I'm going to use one of my vases that I made. It's kind of, I made it for a wedding that I did flowers for. And so I handmade all of these. And it's just kind of a cool shape because the flowers sort of like can come out from it like a fan. And so I guess you can't really see it. So maybe I'll have to show you. I'll pick it up as I go so you guys can see. But I don't plan on this taking forever. But yeah, I'll show you as I go. And so usually I start with one side being higher than the other. And that's what I really like these for. So I'm going to start by putting these in. So yesterday I had a really fun day. I woke up, I got to sleep in, and I had brunch with my kids in Dallas. We went to like one of my favorite coffee places, and that was fun. He had the kids this weekend, so I wasn't with them the whole day, which it was kind of sad and kind of nice because I have them extra days this week because he's going out of town. So I did a little bit of shopping. I hung out with my friend Marlena for like quite a while. We had drinks and dinner, and it was so much fun. I think I drank a little bit too much. I kind of don't feel the best today. I have a little bit of a headache, but I took an Advil. And yeah, we had margaritas, and I just think that the tequila hits me in a little bit of a different way than the wine does. I think it hurts me a little bit more because I also had trouble sleeping. Anyways, and then I watched a movie at night, which was nice and fun. And so today I'm going to go for my walk. I did the laundry yesterday, and so today I'm going to go for my walk, but I want to drop this off at Janice's house on my way. So I'm trying to get it done before I go out. Okay, I guess you can see. This is how it looks so far. So I just make it high on one side and then just a little bit lower on the other side. But I do want it to be a little fan-like, so I put one lower down here. All right, and so now I'm going to place these and then I'll use the purple ones to fill out in between them. So cute and bright and sunshiny. So cute. So in my last video, I talked a little bit about using GPT for cognitive behavioral therapy. And basically, cognitive behavioral therapy is actually something that you can do on yourself. You can do it with your therapist also, but it's actually a mental habit that you get yourself into, because basically when you think, it's basically the practice of when you think certain thoughts, instead of letting them control you, or instead of automatically believing that they're true and valid just because you thought them, you evaluate the thoughts that come in. And so it's actually like a habit that you're creating for yourself. And you see how instead of your thoughts causing you to feel a certain way and act a certain way, you sort of see how the thought makes you feel. And sometimes you don't even know that it's a thought that's causing you to feel a certain way. So sometimes you're just having a thought, or sometimes you're just feeling a certain way, and then so the first step is to name the feeling you're having. Because when you're having a certain feeling, it can make you feel a little bit out of control, and like that feeling is the boss of you, and it takes you into a different part of your brain where you don't have clear thinking. And so by naming the feeling that you're having, whether it's sadness, anxiety, grief, desperation, fear, overwhelm, there's so many different feelings. Just naming it puts you back into the part of your mind, of your brain, that can put words to things. So it's a little bit more logical. It's not just your animalistic, reactive brain. And it also just helps you be a little bit more aware of yourself. Okay. That side, I'm looking at this side while I'm doing it, so I'm going to fix the other side. But this is how it looks from this side. And so I like having some flowers like that are covering the rim of the arrangement, of the vase. And so I like when they're all on different levels. Some are poking out farther and some are more in. It just gives a depth to the arrangement. And you kind of want the person's eye, when they're looking at an arrangement, to be doing like a little dance where it's like, and have some negative space and go up and down and around. It's sort of like a little roller coaster for your eyes. That's what makes a really pretty flower arrangement. Anyways, so with the cognitive behavioral therapy, when you put words to give your feelings a name, it actually puts you in a different part of your brain where you're a little bit more in control. And once you're in that part of your brain, you can go, okay, what thoughts are causing me to feel this way? What thoughts am I having that are causing me to feel this way? Okay, so we're going to deal with these purple ones now. And these are carnations, but you can actually open them up. Like you can take the flower head and open them up a little more. I like when some are closed, some are open. I like having a little variety, but I definitely want some to be more open just because it looks so much more full and pretty. Anyways, so then you start to go, okay, what thoughts am I having that are making me have this feeling? And often it's like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm unlovable, or this person doesn't love me, or I'm stupid, or something like that. And then the next step is you sort of evaluate, you do sort of like a pros and cons list. Like, is this feeling actually true? Is this thought that I'm having actually true? What evidence is there that it's true, and what evidence is there that it's false? And so you kind of go, okay, here's all the evidence that it's true, and here's all the evidence that it's false. And I remember in an early on therapy session, a therapist told me that basically in my anxiety, I'm giving all the weight to the bad. I'm basically biased in a bad way for things that could happen. And I thought that I was being fair and real with myself by being like, if I get in this car, I'm probably going to crash. When the truth is that it's just as likely, if not more likely, that I won't. And so when you're biased towards the bad, you think you're not being biased. You think you're being real with yourself. You're actually not being real. You're being biased towards the bad. And so that's sort of what cognitive behavioral therapy forces you to do. It's like, let's see if this is really true or not. And what other options are there? What else could be true? Okay, that's this side. Now I'm going to do this side because I like the idea that this can sit on her kitchen counter and it can look pretty from both sides. So I'm going to do each side separately. Anyways, so you basically see what evidence there is that this idea, that this thought that you're having is true, and what evidence there is that it's false. And then what you do is you sort of go, how can I reframe this thought? Like, what else could be happening? You know, what other options are there that this could be true? Could this person be being mean to me, but I'm still lovable? Could it say more about them than it does about me? Or could they have something else going on? Is this person not calling me back because they're busy, actually? And they did tell me that they had this meeting. And so it sort of helps you to reframe your thoughts and actually make sure that you're looking at reality or actually considering the other evidence for things that could be going on. And that way you're sort of not letting your thoughts control you. You're just taking them as things that occur to you, and there's something that's happening that you can't really stop, and you don't really need to stop. You also don't need to take them as true and act on a thought that you have. So although cognitive behavioral therapy is therapy, it's actually really just a habit. You can create for yourself. And yeah, you can go get it at therapy and it'll be much better and much more precise. And your therapist will be able to open up blind spots to you that you probably have. But also, if you don't have the wherewithal to get therapy, or if you are not with your therapist at the moment when you're having a thought, which is pretty much going to be 99.9% of the time, there's absolutely no reason why you can't and shouldn't take things into your own hands to try to make your own situation better. And I don't mean to shame you like you should be doing this. I just mean it's something that helps to put you in control of your circumstances in your life. And I think that's the best kind of therapy, or the best sort of thing you can do, something where it's in your hands to improve your situation in your life. At least that's how I feel. And so that's why I do it. And so how I use ChatGPT is I will say, I want to do cognitive behavioral therapy. I want you to prompt me one thing at a time. So, cause sometimes it will be like, I'll be like, can you do cognitive behavioral therapy with me? And it will be like, yes. What feelings are you having? What thoughts are causing the feelings? What evidence is there? Reframe. And I'm like, no. I want you to prompt me one thing at a time. And I want to give you my answer, and then you can respond to it and then tell me the next thing. And so I literally tell it that. I'm like, that's what I want you to do, to prompt me one step at a time. And then so it does. And sometimes it skips ahead and I'm like, you're skipping ahead, ChatGPT. But what I really like about ChatGPT, what makes it helpful to me is that it's really helping me reframe thoughts. It has ideas for reframing thoughts that I wouldn't have. And I even asked it once, I was like, is it bad that you're reframing the thought for me and I'm not going through the process of reframing it myself? And it said, well, no, because sometimes you need a little bit of help at first. And sometimes you need an example of how to reframe a thought. And then you can then get better at reframing it yourself on your own, which rang very much true to me. It's almost like when you're uh, learning the meaning of a new word, if someone uses it in a sentence, helping you to understand the usage of it a little bit more. And so that's kind of how I use ChatGPT for CBT. Um, I don't know. I mean, nobody told me to do that. I just kind of came up with it myself. I also go to therapy and I've had different types of therapists over the years. And the truth is that as much as therapy has helped me, it's actually not the be all end all, and people shouldn't present it as such. You can have a great therapist and you can have a terrible therapist. On some level, you are paying a therapist, and in some cases, they will just tell you what you want to hear. And just like anything, there can be a good florist, there can be a good shop owner, there can be a good cop, and there can also be a bad cop. There can be a good doctor, there can be a bad doctor. So therapy is not the end all be all to healing and to improving your life and seeing things in different ways. And I think that it's great. The more things that you can do to empower yourself, the better you can be and the easier your life can be and the more healing you can have. So therapy is great. I also do therapy. I've done it off and on over the years. I've also had experiences where therapists were just sort of acting as if they were a life coach rather than sort of finding the underlying cause of things, as in like complex trauma, which even the life coach stuff was extremely helpful and great and wonderful. But I've had many instances where therapists have not taken the initiative or asked questions or have not taken my information to go deeper when they should have. And so not all therapy is perfect. And if the person who you're working with doesn't feel right, or if you don't feel like you're getting to the underlying causes, or if you feel like you're just sort of putting a Band-Aid on things every time you speak to them, then it's okay to look for someone new. It's okay to try out other things on your own. It's okay to try to learn more, because you should feel empowered in your healing journey. And so that's just something that is helpful to me that sort of helps to tide me over. All right, let me show you this thing. I love it. It's really pretty. There's that side. Let me turn it around. Okay. There we go. I love it. I'm really happy with it. And I think Janice will love it too. I used to bring her flowers all the time from my garden, but I don't have any flowers in my garden right now. So I'm sure she'll love this too. But as soon as I start planting some seeds and feel like doing some manual labor, I will be sure to let you guys know and let you guys know what my garden plans are too, in case you guys are interested in them. All right, you guys, well, I hope you have a beautiful Sunday, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.